Hello once again. Welcome to another episode of the Apocalypse, brought to you by assorted traitors, thieves, rapists, sex traffickers, and random CEOs and oligarchs across the world, but especially in America, because CEOs and oligarchs love to thank America for their success by stealing America. Sorry, I lost it. Because it's so absurd. That's how they repay us. Musk given subsidies by liberals for years, starting back in like Barack Obama days. They've been trying to get this electric car thing going, throwing money at Musk. This is how he repays the liberals in government that were all about electric cars, because no Republicans were, ever. So this is how Musk repays America. He wants to own it and loot it and ruin it, just like he did to Twitter. Same exact thing. That's all he's there for. You saw what he did to Twitter. Turned it into 4chan. Made it worthless. What do you think he's going to do to your country, son? That's what he's going to do. But that's not the subject, even though that all plays in, of what I'm talking about today. Class. What I'm talking about today is Canada. We don't think about Canada much. We don't talk about it much. But it's very important. Huge country. Ally right across our border. In normal times, they were our ally. What am I trying to say? Vlad just doesn't want America. He wants Canada too, and he's been working on that for a while. He started working on America first, decades ago. How do I know this? Well, I watched it all happen on social media right here and other places. I watched the Russian talking points be dispensed by Alex Jones and others. I watched the Russian op that was Assange get pushed as if it were gospel. All Russian hacked material. No one asked that question? I did. This Assange guy just magically has all this info on high-level politicians on both sides of the aisle, yet most of the info is geared towards negativity against liberals. Interestingly enough, meanwhile, today we're at the point where we know which party's been taking the Russian money for 10, 15, 20 years, if not more. So we know who's down with all that, and it ain't the liberals and Democrats in government. It's the other people, the other party. They're owned by Vlad now. They're the ones that sold us out. So for a few decades now, as I've perused social media, I noticed this trend. I noticed the Cernoviches, the Joneses, the Pools, etc., all willing to sell out their country, all willing to dispense those Russian talking points. No problem, as long as it makes them rich and famous. They don't care about God, their country, nothing, the Constitution, no. It's all a WWF act. If you'd like me to do my Alex Jones impression and show you his literal shtick, rubes, I'll do it right now. It's called WWF. That's all it is. But you guys love that. Anyway, so the same effort is being ramped up in Canada this past 5 years, I would say, maybe longer. Vlad wanted us first. He needed us first. Now he's got us. Too late for America. Hopefully Canada is stronger than 30% of America. The MAGA cult. Hopefully Canada is stronger. How do I know Vlad wants Canada too? Well, I follow some people that are Canadian broadcasters that put out information about Canada every day. That's what they're saying. We're being infiltrated like America was infiltrated. via social media companies that have no problem taking Russian money. Most of them American, those companies. So the same thing that happened to us, and it's too late for us. Sorry, folks. Thank the Rube. Thank your local Rube for that. Or your local oligarch, or your local CEO, or your local fund manager, etc., etc., etc. Thank all those people when you see them. That's why we lost our country. I can tell Donnie Shitbags and Musk know we lost our country. They're acting like it. What do I mean by that, children? When Trudeau came down here to visit our convicted felon future president, because our convicted felon future president is not allowed to travel to Canada because he's a felon, Donnie Shitbag said something to Mr. Trudeau. He said, hey, Canada could be the 51st state. In other words, hey, we could just annex you. You cool with that? Because me and Musk just, we own America now. Vlad helped us do it. So we could just annex you. Or do you want to do it the hard way? That's what Donnie was saying. He's not just a stupid, senile old man. He's a stupid, senile old thug, son. So even though he said something incredibly stupid because Canada is enormous, that's not all he was saying. And I knew it immediately. I hope Trudeau realized what he was saying. I think he does. I think he sees what's going on in his own country. The same worthless, talentless, socially awkward shills are broadcasting in his country that are broadcasting in ours. That the social media companies have no problem platforming and promoting because Vlad buys ads. Same exact phenomena is going on in Canada because Vlad wants that too. So when Donnie Shitbag said that to Mr. Trudeau, the president of Canada, I hope everybody paid attention because that was a threat. That was saying, I, Vlad, and Musk, and Thale, etc. are coming for you. You going to go along or are you going to be a problem? That's what he was saying. Also, that's not all I got. Shortly after that, maybe a day after or the same day, Donnie put a post up on his Truth Social with the Canadian flag that said, "Oh, Canada." That's it. I know what that meant. Him standing on a platform or horizon and looking out. Canada, the flag. Oh, Canada. Very shortly after he said that to Trudeau. That should tell you all you need to know. Where the plan goes next. Or which country is next in this hemisphere. I hope you Canadians are stronger than we are. I really do, because it's too late for us. Stick a fork in the USA. Vlad owns it now. Musk owns it now. Trump owns it now. Thale owns it now. Etc. Stick a fork in it. Do you think Vlad, Trump, Musk, Thale will ever give your country back now that they have it? Little children that voted for this, do you think they will ever give your country back? Nope. Never. But you had a point to make, I know. That point's going to cost you your country, son. So Canada is next. Donnie with the comment to Trudeau. Donnie with the post about Canada on his Truth Social money laundering operation. The writing's on the wall. And it's real obvious where they're trying to go next, because they already got America. Done. One more left. One more powerful nation left in our proximity. Canada. That's it. I had forgotten that Musk was from Canada, his family. I put a post in the community section by a group that I do not always agree with, but I dig what they do. That group that put that post up, here's where we part ways. The Assange thing. They think the Assange thing was a good thing, and they're all about it sometimes. And I explained to them he was a Russian asset. They understand that. They know. They didn't get mad at me when I explained that to them. And I ain't mad at them. But that's where we part ways. That group and me at the Assange Fork Road. I know exactly what that was. Pure Russian op. Because all the negativity, did you notice, was focused towards one party that wasn't owned by Russia. That the Russian money wasn't coming to. That's where the gospel, that's what the gospel of Assange or Putin was preaching. Pizzagate, etc. You know, the thing that all the social media websites made billions on and still are? That's what the gospel of Assange and Vlad preaches. All lies, all the time. And everyone ate it up, and the websites promoted it and put it all over the place. And just, we didn't know. Yeah, you did. Yeah, you did. So again, with this group, Anonymous, I love a lot of what they do. I have nothing against them. Just we part ways at a certain point. And I'm not part of that. That mask you see, they don't own that mask. That mask comes from a man named Guy Fawkes. Funny that the date's November 5th, too, in the little saying. That's where I took it from, not from them. Even though I dig what they do, I got nothing against them. I'm cool with them. I got no problem with them. I love a lot of what they did. But that post, they're dead on balls accurate. Because I've researched him too. They had to flee Canada. Because they're basically fucking Nazis. They weren't welcome. Then they went to a new area. They had to flee there, an apartheid area. His father married his stepsister. Did you know about that? I think they had a few children together too, if I'm not mistaken. So the point Anonymous was making there is Musk is a double traitor. He's a traitor to Canada and America, even though he's not, from here. But America gave Mr. Musk a lot, didn't we? All that tax money Mr. Musk got, tax incentives for his cars, all kinds of stuff to help that man out. Security clearances, government contracts. How does he thank America? How does he thank you, whose fucking tax money paid for all that bullshit? So he could have ketamine parties at his house? And try and dance at clubs? And jump around like a schoolboy on stages whose mommy just dressed him in a sailor outfit? This is how he thanks us. By filling the airwaves with Russian propaganda so he can own Trump in some weird way and loot our country. We haven't given you enough, son? We haven't given you enough. Not in your estimation, obviously. There will be a reckoning with you, don't worry. There's a beautiful scene in one of my favorite movies called The Book of Eli, When Denzel had just whooped somebody's ass, and he had his head against the bar, and he said, I'm paraphrasing, he said basically, whispered to him, he said, everything you do is seen. And he's there will be consequences for everything you do here. You think no one sees? They see. I can't say it as well as Denzel, and I messed up all the words, but that's basically what he was saying. And that guy heard that right before he died, by the way. That's what I mean. There will be a reckoning somewhere. That's not a threat. That's just what happens with people who think this is all fun and games, like Mr. Musk. It's just what happens. So enjoy it now. Warrior for Baphomet. Enjoy it now. Anyway, back to the question again. We haven't given this person, this entity, this cretin from apartheid South Africa enough. This daddy's boy, another rich kid, born on third, trying to convince us his whole life he hit a triple as he takes bucket loads of government money, welfare, etc. But he don't want you taking welfare. That'd be a problem. That would be a problem for the Department of Government Efficiency if you're on welfare. Meanwhile, Mr. Musk gets all these tax incentives for his cars. That's free fucking money. Gets loans, gets grants, gets whatever, everything. Wasn't enough. This is how these people repay us. All the taxpayers that subsidize their businesses, that patronize their shitty businesses. I mean, online. All these websites that became so successful and huge in America because of mostly Americans. This is how they repay us. They sell us out. They take the Russian money, they still taking it. They don't care. It's a race to see who has the biggest yacht, man. Who gets to be richest man on earth? Between Musk and Bezos and Zuckerberg and board members of Google, etc. It's a big race. It's real exciting, too. Not cliche at all. And none of them are sociopaths. They're all well-adjusted individuals. So, no problem, right? So Canada's next people, and the Canadians know it, and the social media thing, there's a reason most of those shills for Russia that were taking Russian money were Canadian. Because Vlad making his move on Canada, he won in America. He beat us. Didn't have to fire a damn shot. Thanks to rubery and greed. Now he wants Canada. The Canadians are seeing it. It's something I hadn't been aware of till maybe 8-9 months ago. How really hard hitting, how really hard hit Canada is with this wave of propaganda straight from Vlad, just like here. When those broadcasters got busted, all of which I think, maybe except for one, that broadcast right here on the Adjudicated Criminals website all day, every day, because Vlad buys ads. Most of them were Canadian. Did you notice that? I noticed it. Made my ears prick up. Oh, this thing big in Canada. Most of these broadcasters are Canadian taking that Russian money. So Canada's next. And when those broadcasters got busted, and as you watched, and as I told you months in advance, that these websites do it and they don't care, they proved it. They lived it. They showed you. All of them. Every website. Every major one. None of them are gone. They're all still broadcasting. That tells you all these websites need that right-wing grift / terror Vlad money and RNC money. etc. Thale money, Musk money, etc. All these websites need that money. So they ain't stopping. They'll put a nice act on and pretend they are. Oh, this guy has Pizzagate in the title. Let's take that down, act like we're doing something. Meanwhile, they cash in checks. Meanwhile, they snap in necks and cash in checks. That's from a movie. So this is this podcast shillery, straight funded by Russia. It's huge here, and now they've won, and they have our country. It's over for America. Now they want Canada, the last bit in North America that matters as far as military might, money, etc. That's what Vlad wants. They're the last to stand over here. Major superpowers. America has already fallen. And I'd like to apologize to Mr. Zelensky and the people of Ukraine. It's only about 30% of America that did this to you. And some traitors in government and some CEOs, oligarchs, etc. Most of America wants you to win because we know what you are as opposed to what Russia and Vlad are. We know where the culture of thuggery, rape, theft, etc., murder comes from. Straight from the top at the Kremlin, young Russian men, this is how they see to get through in the world, to get by in the world, through straight thuggery. I know the difference between the two countries. I know who's funding the Muslim terror groups, and it ain't Ukraine. Some of us are aware, and we apologize, and we think about your country every day and all the atrocities happening there, and we wish we could do something. I'm sorry for what's most likely going to happen to you after January. I hope I'm wrong. I sincerely mean that. We tried. Many of us. We failed. Robbery and greed won. Treachery won. We are sorry for that. We're sorry for Merrick Garland. We're sorry about having the nicest lawn and football and beer and being stupid are more important than your plight over here. We're sorry about all the lies told about you and your country, all the people parroting the Russian talking points, as if you invaded them. I hope some miracle happens so none of this takes place, but I don't see it happening, which is why I'm apologizing to you. I wish America in totality was better than this, sir, Mr. Zelensky. But it just isn't. So I'm sorry we failed. And I'm sorry Ukraine, after it suffered so greatly, is going to have to suffer some more, even worse. I hope Europe picks up the slack because they're going to have to now. And I'm glad Europe's starting to see the writing on the wall. America may not be the ally you're looking for going forward. And you might not want to share intelligence with our people over here. I totally understand. That'd be the smart move. I'm really hoping Europe can really pick up the slack, but I know a lot of European countries are under the same attack as we are. I've seen the sociopaths get in Parliament in Britain and other places. I see the sociopaths in Canada infiltrating government. Sociopaths have our government now. They have our country. Too late for us. And I'm sorry for that. I wish all the CEOs and oligarchs over here and press, etc., government, populists would have all banded together to make sure the orange sociopath never saw power again. But just like in Hitler's day, greed and the thirst for power, the thirst for authority that a person never would have been given otherwise unless they were a loyalist sociopath. It's their big moment. It's their big chance, because nobody else wants them around in any capacity. This is their big moment to be rich and powerful. Because they got picked on when they were a kid. They didn't fit in. A lot of them. So, Mr. Zelensky and the people of Ukraine, I apologize utterly. I wish America could have done more. And I wish we could have stopped this, because you people deserve it. And I'm so glad at the very least Joe Biden finally gave you guys the go-ahead to fire missiles into Russia. You deserve that freedom as well when they're shooting missiles and drones at you every single night and day. But you have to understand, we have to be careful not to start World War III. I understand why Biden was doing that. It's a shame, but it's a fine line. I wish you guys the best, and I wish you a resounding success and glory to Ukraine forever, and I'm so sorry for what's about to happen to your country and ours, because it's unstoppable now, pretty much, in my estimation. So this isn't a game. Vlad has already checkmated America. I know you don't see it, because you don't care. And he ain't smart enough. Now he wants Canada. Donnie's saying it outright. Donnie's saying it out loud. That's where we're at. Orange-faced con man with a diaper full of shit is putting the idea forth that America's going to take Canada. Or excuse me, Russia's going to take Canada because Russia already got America. That's simple. That's what's being said out loud in 2024 in reality, people. Know thy world. Know the world you're living in and acknowledge it and face it. It's already too late. I was going to say before it's too late. It's already too late. But face it. It's coming. Ain't no stopping it. I was really hoping I was wrong. I was hoping it wasn't coming. I was hoping people woke up. Hey, you think after he got adjudicated a rapist, after he tried to overthrow the government, 3,000 docs, grab him by the you-know-what, tried to extort Ukraine for his buddy Vlad. All the pictures of him and Epstein, the footage of him and Epstein, the flight logs where he's on the plane 7 times. Isn't it odd how all these scandals are being put right in your face? Little children? You know why? They're being put right in your face? So you see them and act accordingly. Yet you don't. You have failed, and now you lost your country. Welcome to the apocalypse. Have a good day.